The setup exercises I'm talking about are three important ones. One is learning to kind of warm up, let go. The second is learning to drink in love, is like no judgment. And the third is the power of love being emanated from you. So this is what I call a major warm-up exercise. The idea is that a lot of us have kind of a chronic anxiety that's there all the time. And that we can actually use an emotional exercise or barbell to become used to being able to let it go. It's just a skill. It's an exercise that we all should be practicing whenever, it's like our birthright to let go of fear and anxiety on the moment's notice. And so this first technique then is based on the theory that if we really want to, we can let go of anxiety for maybe a couple of seconds, and then it tends to climb back on our shoulders. Let's say that you have a really worried look on your face.
Okay.
And your friend comes up and he says, "Terry, hey, what's the problem? Let go." And most likely, looking at your kind friend's face, you can intend to let go and something happens. You feel lighter, you feel like some sort of load has been taken off, you may have some wisdom thoughts, and you begin to laugh with your friend. And then after he leaves, maybe the worries climb back on the shoulders. So this thing, even though it's not a permanent state of mind, when we have an intention to change into a state of relaxation, it may not be a permanent thing, but if something happens, we could say that it's a step along the way. It may not be permanent, but it's like a step. And I call these things, these momentary results of the intention to let go, release, relax, or surrender, I call those relaxation events. They're not the same as a genuine state of relaxation, but they can be a step along the way if properly understood and applied. So I'll tell you then how to do it and then how to apply it to other things. So let's say that you realize that you're uptight or out of sorts or not with it and things just aren't going well. Okay. So there's like 3 little steps to this technique. First of all, having realized that you didn't feel good, number 1 is that you just intend to relax, release, let go, or surrender. This is not intense concentration or trying. It's not supposed to be hard. So you have the intention. The second step is that you listen in the body-mind, your body, your mind, your emotions, for any kind of change that may have just taken place. In other words, following the intention to relax, there may be a set of muscles that you've been holding tight that may relax. Or you may find that a particular thing that you were worried about lightens up. Or you may feel a general sense of relaxation, or take a deep breath. Or you may all of a sudden hear the birds that are around you. And before, your mind was all taken up in the worry of the moment. Or you may have a wisdom thought about the universe as a whole, or your life in specific, some situation in the life. Or there could be a sense of time slowing down. And all of these, or any of these, could take place in just a minuscule amount, somewhere in your body or mind or emotions. But if there's any positive change following the intention to relax, release, let go, or surrender, that was a success. And so the third step is that having realized, having listened deeply in yourself for any positive change, you measure, mark, or celebrate that event by, you could pat yourself on the back, or what I like to do is use some sort of counting device, whether it's my fingers or an actual clicker like they use in movie theaters, to count success. Now the reason why counting is important is because this is an emotional exercise. And if you were like to go to a weight trainer, a bodybuilder, and you'd say, "I want to be strong," and he might say, Well, good. Take this 5-pound weight and lift it 40 times. And you might tell him, look, I'm not interested in lifting the 5-pound weight. I want to be stronger. He'd say, just do it. And it turns out that the more times that we intend to relax, release, let go, or surrender, and listen for a positive change, and then mark the event by counting, like an emotional barbell, 3 things happen the more times we do this. First of all, it becomes easier and easier to click into a genuine state of relaxation, or even a fleeting one. Secondly, we become more and more aware in our body, mind, and soul what it means for us to let go. Like I used to hold a certain set of muscles really tight all the time, and I learned after a while that when I was doing this technique, they would relax. So I would learn that when I felt them relax, good, I can count, I can click. I used to think that it was important to like say that you should do 40 of these a day, and that's why a counting device can really be handy. Because just like a weight trainer or a coach, they know, and business people know, and scientists know that if you can't measure something, you really basically can't manage it. And so you can set a goal for a particular day of doing 20 or 30 or whatnot. And you can count on your fingers. That's fine too. But it's easier to use an external counting device because that actually, if you're wearing it somewhere on your body, it reminds you to do the exercise. And it also makes it easy, you're not thinking, using your logical mind, you're using basically your whole mind to relax and stuff. So anyway, another slight application of this is, if you don't have a counting device, is to simply, at a period of time, count on your fingers to yourself 10 successful letting goes, right? And usually, after the 10th one, there's a more or less genuine thing going on here. Again, these relaxation events may be extremely fleeting, but the more times you do them, first of all, the easier it gets to click into a state of genuine relaxation. Secondly, the more you do it, the more aware you become of what it means for you to relax. Thirdly, the results of these are accumulative. So the more times you do them in any particular day, the deeper the results will be, not only within that day, but for the rest of your whole life. Because when you learn to successfully manage your own emotions and learning how to let go, that's a major step. And also, I believe that this is a little bit like the butterfly effect with weather. They say if a butterfly flaps its wings somewhere in Rio de Janeiro, it can cause a storm in Texas, Well, in the same way, even one successful letting go of fear or anxiety actually can have an effect many years down the road, subtly somewhere in your life. But that's, who knows on that. So that's one major technique, is learning how to become a master of releasing anxiety from within yourself, by yourself, without depending on anybody else, any of the other circumstances.